Every fall, every single girl in the US, not even the US, in the world, will go to Starbucks for their pumpkin spice latte because it makes them feel cozy, it makes them feel warm. They're going to start to celebrate the holiday season. Like Starbucks knows what they are doing. They want them to wake up every single morning, and the best part of their day is driving to Starbucks and getting their favorite drink. Do you think they cultivated this magically? No, they actually. Welcome back to 0 to 10K, the 25-part series and how to make $10,000. I'm so excited for today because we have officially wrapped up part one of my money system, and we are getting into part two, which is all about brand, building a personal brand for yourself. So A, you can actually attract that money easier to you, but B, you can finally work for yourself. You can finally make your own income, and you can finally do something that you absolutely love to do. Now, first of all, before we dive into today's topic, which is all about what actually a brand is, I just want to say, you guys are so amazing. I was reading through all of the comments over the course of like the 10 videos that we already have out for this series, and it's so cool to see what you guys are attracting and what you're manifesting, like your why, your purpose, all of the breakthroughs you've already had. So just like pat yourself on the back because I am so proud of you for showing up, staying consistent, because we're not even halfway through the series, and I already know a lot of you will be attracting so many things to you, not just money, like opportunities, experiences. They will submerge and come to you out of nowhere. So just know you guys are doing so amazing and keep it up, okay? So for today, I want to cover what a brand really is. Now, of course, in the next few days, when we cover part two of this money system, we're really going to dive deep into really understanding what your brand is, you know, what you want to be known for, what you want to sell, your products, your offering, all of the things that we really haven't got into yet. But I want to talk about like what is a brand. Now, when you think of brand, you might think of, you know, logos, you might think of colors, you might think of websites, you might think of taglines. Now, typically when we think of a brand, we think of like the big brands that everybody knows, right? The Nikes of the world, Starbucks, we have Apple, we have Disney, you know, modern day Tesla, we have Adidas, like all of the big brands that we know and love. Like that's what we think about when we think about brand. But us as individuals, as entrepreneurs and creators, we are trying to build a brand for ourselves. So we really want to understand what a brand is. And what I've always described to all of my audience, all my clients, is a brand is all about the feeling and experience you're creating for your consumer, follower, and potential buyer. So even when you think about the big brands that you absolutely love, the reason why you buy from them and when you walk into the store you feel a certain way is because they create that feeling and experience for you. If you guys know me, I am like a Disney junkie. I absolutely love Disney, and anytime I walk into a Disney store, or even when I step foot into Orlando and I'm in like the Disney vicinity, I suddenly feel like this sense of like magic and inspiration and innovation, because that is what Disney really creates. It's magical, right? You instantly have a boost in energy and mood because that is what the brand is about. Or even another brand like Louis Vuitton, they are a very luxury designer brand. Therefore, when you walk into the store, you have people greeting you with champagne, showing you all the products and presenting to you why this product and how it would fit into like your life. They instantly ask you like, what's your style? What's your vibe? Are you shopping for like a specific event? Like, are you going to be using this bag for every day? Like, they're really trying to get to know you and they're creating an experience for you. And that is why these brands have become so big and so dominant, because of the feeling and experience they're creating for their consumer. And like last bit, and then we'll get into how you're going to cultivate this experience for yourself. But even like Starbucks, every fall, every single girl in the US, not even the US, in the world, will go to Starbucks for their pumpkin spice latte because it makes them feel cozy, it makes them feel warm. They're going to start to celebrate the holiday season. Like Starbucks knows what they are doing. And in the summertime, they have their refreshers, they have iced tea. Like they are creating this experience for their consumer where they want them to wake up every single morning and the best part of their day is driving to Starbucks and getting their favorite drink. Do you think they cultivated this magically? No, they actually put in time and effort to figure out how they can create this type of almost routine for their audience to come to their store every single morning, because I guarantee you there are so many other coffee brands out there, but they're not doing it like Starbucks is. So when you are starting to think about what your brand is going to be, you want to first ask yourself, what is the feeling and experience that you want to create for your consumer? And this is actually really simple to figure out because we're creating a personal brand, which means it's basically an extension of us. Therefore, we already have a personality that gives off this feeling to our audience, to our friends, and to our family members. So one thing I want you to do, you can grab a piece of paper and a pen and start to do this exercise right now, is write down adjectives that basically describe you. Okay, what describes your personality? Are you fun? Are you outgoing? Are you super confident? Or maybe you're like really calm, really nurturing. You are very organized. Really start to write down different adjectives that describe you as an individual. And then of course, another question you want to ask yourself is, aside from just like describing me, what type of feeling do I actually want to create for my consumer? Now, right now, you might already have a product that you're going to be selling, or you might already have a business, which is great. But if you're like, okay, I'm literally just starting, I have no idea what I'm going to sell, I don't know what I'm going to like teach, I don't know what the brand is necessarily going to be about, don't worry, because tomorrow we're really going to get detailed into like what your brand is really going to be known for. But right now, just start off with like what type of vibe do you believe that you can create for somebody else? Like for me, instantly, my vibe is always like very activating. It's inspiring. It's confidence. It is loud. It's in your face, but it's really, really motivating, right? It's like if someone lands on my profile, the first thing that they always send in one of my comments is like, oh my gosh, your energy. It is so magnetic. It is so attractive. It's like, I just want to go out and become a better version of myself because you evoke that inside of me. And that is what my brand is about. Versus somebody else, they might have a very like calm, best friend type of vibe, and that works for them. The thing is, when you're trying to cultivate this brand for you and you're trying to come up with like a feeling and experience, you're not necessarily like coming up with like the best one, and there is no like right or wrong answer. It really just comes down to what type of feeling you want to create with your audience. And that's why I said like write down the adjectives based on your personality, because that is what is going to match the content and the offers and the products that you're going to be putting out on social media. And to get all of you started, here's a list of different adjectives that you can choose from. And honestly, like you can even just Google a list of adjectives and you can start to like brainstorm like, okay, this is the type of feeling, this is the vibe that I want to create. And I'll say the reason why we are starting with creating this feeling and experience with your brand is because it is the most important. It is. That is why when we follow influencers, celebrities, creators, even when you guys follow me on social media and you have this like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to watch their videos. I can't wait to see what they're up to. Like their page is always so inviting. Like it always lifts me up. It is because of this piece. Okay, it's not because once again, it's like magic and lo and behold, they just like have it to them. It is because they actually thought about it and they intentionally put this out in their content. And you guys are going to be doing the exact same thing. So you have a personal brand that really, really represents who you are. And the last thing I want to say before we wrap up this video is don't worry about like locking in a feeling and experience and adjectives. Like this is to get started because your brand is always going to evolve. You're a personal brand, meaning you're always growing. You're always improving every single day. I remember when I first started my brand on social media, I didn't have a business. I didn't know what I was selling. I didn't even know I was going to be an entrepreneur. But basically when I started my brand on social media, people just saw me as like someone so fun and so cool to follow. I was like that like best friend that pushed you outside of your comfort zone, right? And sometimes people still look at me in that way, but my brain is really just like uplifting and like happy and like almost entertaining because I was documenting all of my college career on social media, right? So your brand and your feeling and your experience, it's going to evolve as you grow. But right now, just choose where you're at right now and the type of feeling you want to cultivate for your audience, okay? So that is today's homework. I want you guys to comment below and share at least 3 adjectives that are going to describe you and your brand. Remember, you can always change these, but share it with us because I always love to see what you guys are creating and what you guys are cultivating, okay? So this video, it's super short, super sweet, and to the point because tomorrow we are going to be getting into identifying your specialized skill. Now, this is where we're really getting like nitty gritty into like, okay, what actually is your brand? What are you helping people with? What are you good at? And that is also going to be the first step in really identifying how you're actually going to attract that money to you, because after tomorrow, we're going to be getting into choosing a product to sell. So we have a lot of juicy things coming up, okay? And I just want to throw in there, if you guys have been watching this series and you have not subscribed to my channel, hit subscribe. It makes me so happy to see this community just growing and evolving because I'm just so passionate about helping you guys build such an unforgettable life by being your own boss. So it really just motivates me when I see all of you subscribing, commenting, sharing, doing all of the things. And as always, if you guys just found my series or you need to catch up with the previous videos, I'm gonna link the playlist right here so you can watch or rewatch any of the videos that you maybe missed. So that is all for today, day 11. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 12. And until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.